What is your favorite thing about swimmingly?
I think it's made the meets run faster. The ability with if a little kid doesn't show up in the right lane or heat, they can still swim and still get credit for it. It makes it easier it's easy on the kids. If there's a mistake, they still get their swim in because they can swim in any heat, any lane with their little ID, and as long as the timer's entered correctly. So I think it's good for the kids.
So I'm gonna ask you just a couple of questions. This should be pretty quick, but can you tell me a little bit about your team and league?
So we are part of the Williamson County Swim League,
Mhm.
and our team, we have about 125 kids. We have a real problem keeping our older swimmers.
Okay.
And I think part of it is the nature of our season is super short. Our year-round older kids parents don't want to pay for another thing. I also think they don't want to volunteer for, they're already volunteering at year-round meets. Why are they going to want to come and do it another day in the heat? So we have a really hard time retaining our older kids. So we have a lot of little kids, lots of 6 and under, lots of 7 and 8. That's kind of our team. And then our league is Williamson County Swim League, and we're here in Middle Tennessee.
So as a parent rep, can you talk me through some of your responsibilities?
Registration, meet schedules, merchandise orders, and things like that. Planning the team banquet, making sure, working closely with the manager we've always been the same every year. It's kind of carbon copy. So that's not difficult. But as far as like practice schedules and things like that, dealing with the league, the hardest is getting the volunteers, especially the trained positions. Kind of what we were talking about earlier when you asked me what our team, with having lots of 6 and unders and lots of 7 and 8s and families who've never done it before, it is really, really hard to get parent commitment and volunteers at that higher level for ref, starter, stroke and turn judge. And I've had several that have jumped in and done it, and they find that it's not that difficult. But I don't know what the solution is for the league, because you don't want to take away the integrity of the sport, but you don't want to scare parents away. I wonder how many, you sign up for soccer or basketball or baseball, and you don't have to go to every meet and volunteer so many hours and work the entire meet. Or, I know some teams split it in sessions, but it doesn't work for us. So that's the hardest.
Have you guys used swimmingly the whole time that you've been with Old Natchez? Yeah.
Yes. It was, I think our league got into it when it first came out as Meet Central. I think they've been in it for a while.
How long do your meets typically last?
Um, we're probably like 3.5 hours.
Awesome. And
We're on
then,
the cusp of not long enough for 2 sessions,
yeah,
pretty long for a family to work the entire session, especially
yeah.
if they have younger children, because the younger children are done halfway through. And so a 6 and under, or a really, really novice 7 and 8-year-old that doesn't do the strokes is out by halfway through.
What is your favorite thing about swimmingly?
I think it's made the meets run faster. The ability with if a little kid doesn't show up in the right lane or heat, they can still swim and still get credit for it and not have to. It makes it easier it's easy on the kids. If there's a mistake, they still get their swim in, because they can swim in any heat, any lane with their little ID, and as long as the timer's entered correctly. So I think it's good for the kids.
Perfect. Perfect. And then if you were a team or you were talking to a team that was considering using swimmingly, what would your advice be to them?
Just take advantage of y'all's support and reach out when they had questions. I feel like I've always answered our questions in a timely manner. So that'd probably be it.